when it was myself and Nereditsky, when you were battling a water situation, we expected Sam Sevion to play c4 and play for a win in the Armageddon, not necessarily a draw. In this case, Yesipenko is playing a much more solidly. This is a far less imbalanced opening. And
I think we're gonna have to restart the game because I see the time is increasing. So if we can do that, please, because increment is not part of the Armageddon. So we do have, I want to apologize for the mishap here. The game has been canceled. And so we will get a fresh start. Unfortunate for both players because they just played some opening. Now they probably have to change that up.
Yeah, well, that's really bad. That's a big mistake. On our part. Well, Robert and I are just talking. So chess is the kind of game where it's not like tennis. You know what I mean? You just serve and it's all kind of the same motion. I mean, that's weird. Okay, I don't know if they have to restart from the same position, but seemingly they're being good sports. They're blitzing out the moves. I mean, imagine after all that you play e4. that would be okay. So they're both good sports and. Wow. Okay. That was a disaster that we luckily don't even have to investigate any further. And this is a super weird game. I've never seen a Catalan with all four pawns out like this.
Connect 4, new game. And Yesipenko wins it. But the good thing is they didn't have time to actually dive into the variation. They just repeated A5 played by Dingler. He didn't want to give Yesipenko any more space. This is very strange. You can play B5. You could take that thing over there and then play C5. I don't know. This is a mess.
Yeah, very, very complicated. And the thing is, Yesipenko has to keep enough of a position alive to either win the game or to get into a situation it's a draw, but he can flag Ding, which is morally degrading, but completely part of it, right? So there you go.
I'm just looking at this position. Bishop A6 is going to be played soon. There's going to be some clarification between these pawns staring at one another here. I feel like black is really solid. So C5, I think, is a good choice. Bishop A6, natural response. And look at that. The eval goes up to +1. How in the world is Bishop A6 a bad move?
I don't know. They're very strange. Was there a way to
E5 or something?
Maybe white can play like rook b1, knight b5. I got some bad intentions.
That would actually be nasty.
Yeah, rook fc1, rook ab1, knight b5. There you go. Bishop f4. That's how Yesipenko got to play this game.
And I do think I understand why Bishop a6 is maybe an inaccuracy. Like e5 is the type of move you want to play because you get your knight here, you win the c5 pawn. Not very clear. In fact, the evaluation still is in white's favor. Knight d4 options are going to be annoying. So instead, Ding just plays this solidly. And Yesipenko says, if you're not going to do anything and play passively, I'm going to open up the position with e4.
That's exactly what he wants. He might also have to time it well. He could certainly play the position and play e4 at some point, but he also can stall. We have to remember he is up 5 minutes. He's not stalling, though. He plays e4 right now.
This looks great for white.
Yeah, this looks really, really good for white.
Controlling a lot of the board, and it says +2, and that actually seems right because there's a weak pawn c6, knight's coming to e5 later.
Rook h4?
Oh gosh, knight e5 to follow.
Because rook h4, black can't play knight d5, and if black plays h6, there might be some sacrifice. You don't want to get too crazy, though. You don't want to sack and then lose completely unnecessarily. Wow, rook h4.
Good call by you.
Oh, man. What is Ding going to do?
I have no idea, but the other game is starting right now, so we'll leave Ding to think about it as we see Norbek Bustar starts with 10 minutes on his clock. That was his bid, and Pankratov plays knight c3. Will we get a Vienna? Oh, we do, Levy.
Wow, this is a deferred King's Gambit. This is about to be sick. Wow. This man is so aggressive. He did this also against Avicii, and he did it later in the game, but he plays so aggressively at times. He has these bursts of energy. Oh my god, this is not. Notjerbek does not accept. This is not a good line. I mean, knight f3, bishop b5 here is very good for white. I'm shocked by the move d6.
Well, what happens is you don't face the Vienna ever, so you don't study it, and then your opponent plays it, and you're like, what is the best line, and how do I avoid getting in huge trouble when I don't have time to calculate it? So I think Nordebek did the Armageddon thing. He's like, I'm just going to play quick moves. Even if it's a bit passive, I'm going to go like that. And
what is the? I've never seen this before. I've never seen white play. Like the King's Gambit declined with f4 with d6 is not good, right? Like you're supposed to play ef, d5, g5, whatever. But white is just very happy here. d3, castles, bishop b3.
This is solid, slightly better for white. We have to go back to the other game because Dingley Ren and his fans are not going to be happy about the position on the board. His king is under fire, and he's made the move f5, which I have to say I like, all things considered. But look at the dark square problems, the attack that's possible here. He did kick the rook levy, so no more bishop takes h6.
Why not? And queen g6?
Oh my goodness. You're just saying let's go for it?
Oh my god, that's winning. That's completely winning. Bishop e4, queen f7, etc. Queen h7, it's over. He didn't kick any rook.
Bishop h6 still available. So you have to play like bishop f6, but this rook just goes up here and white is better.
White is just up a pawn and has the attack. White has the pawn and the compensation. Oh my gosh.
And Andre is calculating because this isn't like, even in this move, I see what the evaluation is like. He played rook g6 first. He did not take. That looked a bit unclear, and he goes for this exact variation. Bishop h6, king h7 would transpose to what we were just looking at. And with the threat of bishop takes e5, removing the guard of this rook on g6, so many things in white's position are hanging.
Yeah, Yesipenko just has to not get nervous, which he's quite good at not getting nervous. He did it against the world champ, and he was white. This is wild stuff. That bishop on a6, that rook on a8, that queen on c8, they are not participating the way they would like to be. White's pieces are all pointing at the right spots, except the rook on a1, who fell asleep. But rook will be involved in the future, right? Like, it feels like everything in white's position is working together super, super well. That bishop on f6 for black is literally the one piece holding everything together. Knight on d5, maybe you could argue, but it can always be taken. So what an amazing position from for Andre here.
And he's definitely calculating bishop h6, king h7. He takes on d5 first. He's taking the more positional approach, but maybe the bishop h6 to follow will still be good. But how do you even take this back? If you take with the c pawn, you give a pass pawn. If you take with the e pawn, you still have a problem on c6. And move like bishop f4. That's not bishop f4. That's bishop f4. Won't be fun. In addition to bishop takes h6, which is still available.
Mm-hmm. This is a tough spot. I don't love the move bishop takes d5. I literally had just mentioned the fact that the knight on d5 was an important defender and maybe you could take it. I kind of felt like it's very hard to time moves, right? There's no such thing as I'm going to stall. You want to play the best move. So he played bishop d5 because he thought it was the best move. But when you rush a decision like that, it could come back to bite. But okay, c d5 played, and like you just said, that c pawn is going to be...
Oh.
Queen d1?
He wants everything. He wants to go for checkmate. He wants the pawn on h6. He's not getting greedy exactly, but there might be a bishop e2 deflection at some moment. I'm like trying to figure out how to make this work, but I'm trying to get my king to h7 with the queen on h5. I'm like, take and play bishop e2, but I think I'm biting off more than I can chew.
You know what I think? I think it's rook e7 and queen e8 maybe? Like take rook e7, queen e8 somehow?
Oh my gosh. If that works.
Like maybe not now, but maybe now?
There's also rook a7 at some moment as well, but yeah, this is interesting. So if king h7,
queen 8.
I'm just going to put it on the board real quick. Okay. King h7, queen h5. Do I have bishop e2? That's what I've been wondering. But there must be some kind of rook sack for these pawns, and then the king gets hunted. So he did play Rook e7, Levy, you're finding it. You're on fire right now. Queen e8 next. And if bishop takes h6?
I didn't get that far. Because I actually was also just wondering. I was like, maybe now it works. King h7, queen h5, bishop e2?
Oh my gosh. And then queen g5 and... Uh-oh. Dingren steals a pawn. Apparently not correct.
That is not what I was thinking. I thought he played rook e7 to play queen e8, but...
Yeah, let's actually look at that. Was queen e8 the better move? Because queen e8, yes, in fact, it was.
Wow.
Queen h5 looks very reasonable, but we mentioned bishop e2,
yeah.
Queen g5. This looks scary, even though it's saying that it's good for black. I guess rook a7, king h7, things like that. The bishop is trapped.
King h7 traps the rook in the future. That's absurd.
Yeah, this is very difficult.
Perfect example of unstoppable force meets an immovable object, right? Like you just bulldoze and black is just rock solid. Wow, what a position. I'm telling you, I think Andre rushed it. Okay? He rushed it just a little bit, but he's still up 5 minutes. So,
right.
And it's Armageddon. You survive long enough, you could still win.
Yeah, this king on g8's never going to be safe. The problem is this rook is trapped in here. So if you make one misstep, you're not just going to lose your advantage. You might just lose your rook. And e6 is hanging.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But then there's d4, queen d5, bishop e7, and then the attack turns for black. So we're going to go back to the other game because there are 2 games going on. We don't want to lose out on both. I think this one is more interesting for the moment. But the last few moves, I've seen a rook come to f5 after capturing e5. And now Pankratov takes here. What's the material count? An extra pawn for white, but sort of awkward piece placement.
Yeah, I don't know. Wow, this is super, super complicated. That white has just a passed a pawn for no reason. I gotta give love to my man Pankratov here. I really think he's the one that's actually pushing this game. It's unreal. He might actually be the favorite here, which is just unbelievable. Let's let these guys figure it out. I think we have a lot of life here. I feel like that Ding is under some severe pressure there to try to defend. So let's go focus on that one because we will have this game even after I think the Ding game finishes, considering I think it started a bit earlier. Yesipenko apparently didn't find the right way forward. Again, rook c8.
What a move, rook c8.
Okay, apparently rook e1 is wrong.
Is there I'm still looking at bishop e2 ideas, but I don't think it's necessary. There's no threat right now that black has to worry about, besides the queen hanging, obviously.
Yeah. Besides that, it's a small thing, but well, if black trades queen, wow.
Yes, taking away access from the queen joining the party.
This is very bad scenario. Queen e1. Yeah, Andre has to play for a win. Apparently, that's not the right way to do it. Queen a6, you're saying, yeah?
This is bad. Protected here. This queen is not active. King f7 is King h7 is going to win a piece because the rook will be on attack and the bishop. King f7 would just blunder the pawn, cutting off the rook. But either way, the attack seems to be behind him. And now Ding Liren has the upper hand.
He does have the upper hand. This will forever go down as Yesipenko had a great position, but tried to clarify things concretely a little bit too fast. That trade of the bishop on d5, it removed an important defender of black's position, but it removes such an integral piece of the white setup that now those light squared weaknesses are going to be permanent. And you see Yesipenko, he's been doing a good job kind of playing the poker element of this game, as in I'm just going to play fast, but Ding doesn't care about all that play fast stuff. He's playing the best moves. Wow.
Taking a bunch of time now is Andrei Yesipenko. He's spoiled what was a very promising position. It was complicated, was not simple, and it never has been. But this position now just simply looks better for black. In fact, this is a losing move. It says -6.
Yeah, why?
I wonder if black can just go for some checkmating ideas.
Probably. Or d4.
Is it that?
Oh, no.
Gosh. Roll out the red carpet for this pawn. It is just marching up the board. There's no attack. everything is defending something in black's position. All the pieces on great squares. Oh gosh, for Andre, this is not a good moment.
Queen D3, clean. Can you sack the queen and play D3?
That is sick.
No way, right? Okay, he's not gonna do it, but like I don't know. It's much easier to sack my someone I'm spectating, their queen, not my own queen.
If rook e6, bishop d5, followed by queen f3, you don't need to sacrifice your queen. You're just going straight in for checkmate. This is very promising. Is this winning? It's resigns.
That's resigns.
Oh, no. Look at Andre. He can't believe it.
Yeah. This really is devastating. This is not Title Tuesday. This is not just a random blitz game. This was the game to make it to the round of 16. And Yesipenko, he knows. And he also definitely knows that he missed the chance when he was attacking.
I feel for him. I feel for him. Oh, he can't believe it. It's hard to watch, honestly, because Andre Yesipenko won game one with black, a very nice game. Then in game three, Ding Liren strikes back, going up a pawn in opening variation that was complicated and ending up with a win. And then here in Armageddon, I mean, Andre was in the offensive, and now he looks like he's on the verge of tears. I feel for him. He's just 20 years old. His future is so bright, but it's hard to watch this.
Yeah, you definitely feel for him. And Ding, I mean, to be honest, if you were to pan to Ding, you would see it's the same kind of reaction. I mean, it's almost like, oh, there we go. Okay, now Ding kind of smiled. There we go. Okay, there we go, Ding. Thank you for the emotion. And he knows the light squares are going to be game over here. Andre plays rook d6, and capture queen f3, and yeah, d3 rook c2. I mean, d3 threatens queen h1 mate. I think that's.
Remember, a draw is all Ding Liren needs. So if he wants, he can play bishop c4 check, and then bishop back to d5 when the king goes to g1. So he's going for checkmate. Oh gosh, this is brutal. This is over. And Ding Liren is moving on, the one seed in his group on his side of the bracket. And with this victory, he will face the winner of the other Armageddon game. So maybe we'll wait to see Andre resign. But I really do want to get back to the other game where Pavel Pankratov has 9 minutes, 41 seconds. His opponent, Noribek Abusarov, done 2.5 minutes. And all right, well, this is resigned. So Queen D1, Levy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's definitely tough. Yeah, guys, I feel like this is not fair anymore. Can we please can we go back to our I mean, I guess we're going to see the final move of the game, or the final moment. There it is. Ding Liren.
He's so happy. I mean, he's counting his lucky stars there because he was about to be eliminated from the tournament. Look
at him. What a Chad walking out of the screen, out of the camera view with the rival chess tournament hoodie. I mean, look at what a flex.